Igbo and every woman. We are beautiful people. The sun is rising, the land is peaceful. It's so amazing that I can see. I want you to know, yeah. Say, I am the future, yeah. I'm not ashamed. I am the winner, the champion. Everybody knows. I am a warrior, fearless. I am the greatest, the strongest, the finest.
Governor Umoeno of Akwa Ibom State is demonstrating that he is bent on sustaining the vision of the previous administration in the aviation sector. He demonstrated this when, within 1 month of his tenure, he met with the management of the state-owned airline, Ibom Airline. Nothing beats the power of vision. This philosophy was the propeller of the wings of foresight 4 years ago, when the administration of the former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Mr. Ibom Emmanuel, hatched a well-thought-out ambition to take Akwa Ibom State to the sky and paint the clouds with the orange colors. Since then, the sky has been bright and beautiful, and the vision burgeons beyond boundaries. The story of Ibom Air is like a dream of the runway of possibilities. In his avowed commitment to make Akwa Ibom State pluck boom, plant prosperity, and harvest wealth creation, Mr. Ibom Emmanuel launched the maiden flight of Ibom Air in June 2019, and the airline has flourished like a rose in June as one of the most successful airlines in Nigeria, scooping Best Airline Awards in their embroidered aesthetics and ornamented decor for 3 consecutive years. When Ibom Air recently celebrated its 4 years of dominating the airways with mastery, class, and distinction, it was a toast to the toast of the aviation industry in Nigeria, and a celebration of vision and sustainability of preceding and succeeding administrations, which has put Akwa Ibom State on the radar of revenue generation and employment opportunities.
I like to think that we can cut this cake as we spell progress together. Progress together. So we take it, all of us together. I'm sure we can. So give me a P. P. R. Let's go. All right. G. Another R. Then we have an E. Let's have an A's. And then the last A.
This was the thrust and tone of special dignitaries at the event, including the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Umoeno.
I'd like to assure you, Captain, and every staff in Ibom Air, that we will do everything to continue to support you. We will ensure that we stand by you and give you the necessary support to actualize the vision that you have enunciated this evening. We'd like to see Uyo become an international hub. And then not only will it be for Ibom Air, but it will grow our businesses, it will create jobs, and then will make Uyo a destination of choice. Thank you for creating this evening, for us to sit out like this. For me, it's a Friday evening, so for me, This is happy hour.
Today, we are operating 7 aircraft, employing 556 staff. Amongst 556, we have about 367 based in Akwa Ibom. Other staff, they are spread all over the place. My gladness today is just the fact that we have touched the lives of many people. Apart from those employees, those who are in indirect employment are over 3,000. There's a lot of suppliers, businesses that have been generated because of Ibom Air. And today we are operating to 7 destinations on 9 routes. It is significant again because in 2023 we are standing very strong after recording an amazing 2022.
Since its commitment of flight operations at the Victor Attah International Airport, it has been a cruise on the altitude of milestones in every flying mile, and the vision of the former governor, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, to replicate the Ethiopian model, where aviation is to their economy what oil is to Nigeria's, in Akwa Ibom State has been met. This was in line with the industrialization blueprint of the administration for the state.
I stand to be corrected. Let any man, let any businessman, let any politician, let any government official show me one country where a state in Africa has nurtured and brought to fruition the unveiling of a commercially viable airline business that has a vision that will materialize in a very short time, within a period of 2 years, except the state that is named after God on planet Earth. That is Akwa Ibom State.
Ibom Air was the leader of the pack and rallying point in that quest to launch Akwa Ibom State into the big league of industrial giants, laying a foundation of economic revolution akin to that of the Asian tigers, with attendant tones of blessings for the state. According to the Chief Operations Officer of Ibom Air, Mr. George Uriesi, already the airline with 41,000 flight operations and almost 2.5 million passengers has hashed employment for Akwa Ibom people and Nigerians as a whole. With a staff strength of 542 working full-time, 60% of the employees are from Akwa Ibom State.
Early August will be at 2.5 million. We've operated about 41,000 flights since we started safely, thank God. And we believe we'll continue to do because of all the focus we put into that. So the growth is phenomenal. Right now, as I told you, 96% of the seats we put in the market are being bought. We now have 542 members of staff full-time, of which about 325 of them, which is about 60% of the staff profile, are Akwa Ibomites, inclusive of 22 of the 38 managers that the company has at the moment, which is about 60% of the managers. And of course, the executive management, which is comprised of the CEO, the COO, and the CFO.
Interestingly, this vision has made Akwa Ibom people flourish in the distinguished career of aeroplane piloting. 7 Akwa Ibom indigenes are among the 47 pilots employed by Ibom Air. The refreshing air of employment for Akwa Ibom people also include managerial cadre, such that 22 out of the 38 managers in the company are indigenes of the state, as well as other employments. The foresighted innovation of the state is changing the fortunes of the people with awe and skyrocketing them to areas hitherto considered restricted domains. Currently, 14 engineers recently employed by the airline are undergoing training in the Airbus production line in Canada to understudy the manufacturing and maintenance process of the aircraft, while another batch is waiting on the wings to make their own flight to stardom.
When we started, we didn't have an Akwa Ibom pilot. Today we have 7 out of the 41 pilots. 5 of those 7 are young pilot graduates that we took in 2019, trained them to fly our aeroplanes. They are now all senior first officers, and very soon they start making captain in the next couple of years. 5 of them, sharp young guys. We employed 14 brand new, just qualified engineers, aeronautical engineers from various parts of the world, including in Nigeria, Akwa Ibomites, 14 of them. Of the 21 young people we initially employed as engineers, they are all qualified on the CRJ 900. They've become even senior engineers on the CRJ 900. Out of those 14, 8 of them are now on the Airbus A220 team. The Airbus A220, the first one will be delivered in November. They just finished the theoretical training. They are now going to Montreal, Canada, where our aeroplane is on the production line, to join them in the production of our aeroplane so that they have hands-on knowledge of the aircraft, know everything about it until the aircraft is finished being produced. And out of these 14 people that have gone for that, 8 of them are Akwa Ibom.
The presence of Ibom Air has greatly impacted on the economy of the state, as most businesses generally make huge profits because of the influx of high-profile persons into the state, some of whom passed through the state because of the availability of the airline. Ibom Air has catapulted small business entrepreneurs to higher levels of entrepreneurship. The vision of making Akwa Ibom the aviation hub of the country was heightened with the commissioning of West Africa's only maintenance, repair and overall MRO facility, a smart international terminal building and a parallel taxiway with rapid exits and apron extension at the Victor Atta International Airport, Uyo, by the immediate past administration of Mr. Udomi Manuel. At the inauguration, the governor, Pastor Umoeno, had promised a deviation from normal in Nigeria, where most magnificent edifices are usually left to rot, pledging to ensure maintenance and expansion of the facilities and other projects initiated by his predecessor.
In Nigeria, we're used to having magnificent edifices, and after a few years, you find out that maintenance becomes a problem. But I'd like to assure you that years after years, as God gives us grace to serve Akwa Ibom, we will ensure that this building remains in its optimal position and is maintained. Our job will be to ensure that we maintain and we build on this infrastructure. I'd like to also assure that if there is any project, Your Excellency, you have not finished, just like you have finished other people's projects, we will finish those projects and we will also make you proud.
Commissioning the MRO, Nigeria's former Senate President and two-time Governor of Kwara State, Dr. Bukola Saraki, expressed delight over such unparalleled feats by a state in the aviation industry and described it as thoughtfulness towards sustainability and job creation for the youths and prosperous future for the state.
I get a bit sentimental because I remember exactly 2019. I was here, this same spot, when I was here to flag off Ibom Air. And I remember that day, not many people gave my brother a chance. But here we are all celebrating an airline that has not become not only #1 in Nigeria, approached #1 in Africa. And I know and I believe that it will be #1 in the world and compete with others. I know across the country, we go and commission different projects. I've been a governor before. There are some projects that you don't have to think much about. You can just have bricks and mortar and you commission them. But this is not a project about bricks and mortar. This is a project that have been thought about long-term, short-term, thought about the youth, job creation, talked about sustainability, prosperity.
At the inauguration of the International Terminal building, the former governor, Mr. Ibom Emmanuel, had affirmed that the building, equipped with high-tech components, stands out as the smartest in the region. He acknowledged that though the project was done with the planned expansion of Ibom Air in mind, the facilities in the airport remain open to all other airlines and investors.
The terminal building you're seeing here is the smartest in this part of the world. It's the kind of terminal building that if you have a flight delay, you can just walk completely as if you were in the office and then go and still board a flight. This is part of our total approach to aviation development, that as you come in, a lot of you have known that we have already made deposit and we're in the process of getting deliveries of 10 A220-300 series of Airbuses that will run regional flights, run international routes, and some of the partnerships and collaborations we have with other foreign airlines. And you can only do that successfully if you have this kind of building. Initially, we designed it to process 1 million passengers. But when they came and said that, look, there are a few additions they've made, we can process 1.5 million passengers through this airport in 12 hours of work daily.
Former governor of the state, architect Obong Victor Attah, who initiated the Akwa Ibom Airport project, described the MRO as a money spinner for the state.
I want to say a thing of beauty is a thing of joy forever. Those were the words pronounced by President Olusegun Obasanjo when he came to lay the foundation for the building of this airport. And today, you've made it come true. Who could be happy than what you have here for us? Thank you very much, Emmanuel. The MRO, as conceived, is supposed to be a big money earner for Akwa Ibom State. And I was pained when it was abandoned. It is the only one in West Africa. We have a similar one in Ethiopia. We have one in South Africa. And this was conceived to serve the western region of Africa, all-time western region of Africa. And it was a pity and a shame that we could not proceed with it to make it what it was. But you have done so. I thank you, Governor Emmanuel.
In an overview of the projects, the Chief Executive Officer of Ibom Air, Captain Fonudum, recalled that Nigeria has been making efforts to get an MRO since 1978, but never succeeded, adding that with the completion of the MRO in Uyo, Ibom Air is saved from the long wait and hassles of getting its aircraft maintained in foreign countries.
This attempt to build an MRO in Nigeria started in 1978. That is so many years ago, over 50 years. It hasn't been built. Even in 1982, in one of the flights to New York, they took us and showed that this is the company that will come and help us build MRO. The vision was only actualized by Governor Ibom Emmanuel, even though it was started many years earlier by Governor Victor Attah. But the significant thing here is that we have an MRO that is world class and the opportunity to train our young Akwa Ibomites in the art of aviation maintenance.
With a 12,160 square meter of hangar space, The MRO has the capacity to simultaneously accommodate 8 A220 aircraft, climated, controlled, 2 Boeing 747-400s side by side, or 4 B737 and A320 aircrafts. The new International Terminal Building, another world-class aviation masterpiece by the immediate past administration in Akwa Ibom State, is a 3-floor edifice sitting on a total area of about 28,500 square meters, measuring 183 meters in length, 117 meters in width, and a height of 14.5 meters, with 4 escalators, 7 lifts, and staircases for ease of movement within the facility, and 5 boarding bridges, each with a lift and staircase. It has a capacity to process 1.5 million passengers annually in a 12-hour daily work shift and 3 million in a 24-hour shift. This and more underscores the readiness of the new administration of Governor Omoeno to ensure that other components of the Victor Atta International Airport, like the MRO unit, function optimally, so that complementarily they will all operate and make Akwa Ibom State a one-stop aviation hub in Africa, delivering cargoes of development and prosperity. Through this sustained vision, the Arise agenda of the Pastor Omoeno administration will equally find fitting expression, where boom will be injected into the economy through air power. Overall, the initiative and functional presence of Ibom Air has greatly energized the wings of the economy of Akwa Ibom State. And as in a relay race, Governor Omoeno has not just received the baton of the flourishing airline. He is determined to sustain the glory of the airline by running with a vision and using Ibom Air as the rallying point to make Akwa Ibom State derive the full value chain of the aviation sector. The 4 years of Ibom Air is a story of an airline that has become a beautiful bride and pride to the state that is turning on the wings of accomplishment. With Governor Omoeno as the new captain in the cockpit of Flight Akwa Ibom, nothing will equally stop the crooning, soft-spoken white birds of vision on the runway of vision. Even as Akwa Ibom arises as a state that is airborne in the firmament of economic freedom, Ibom Air is the compass of the flight. Akwa Ibom State is flying high. Akwa Ibom State is on the radar of boom with the cargoes of happiness.
Akwa Ibomites, Dakada, rise to the faith of greatness. Ami Merakanda.
Rise to the faith that with God all things are possible. Rise to the faith that Akwa Ibom was created by God out of greatness.
Rise to the faith that as a people we can move beyond biases.
Ethnicity, religion and gender, rise to togetherness.
Rise to
and our generation of Akwa Ibomites unborn.
Rise to the faith that one day we shall be counted as a great people of a great state with great minds. Great
possible and many more.
Hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for He who promised is faithful.
Rise to the faith that Akwa Ibom was created to be great. Rise to the faith that Akwa Ibom is destined to be great. Rise to the flame of greatness. Make it no sit down. Make it do your work here. Make it know the door. Make we make a quiet great.
Ufanima yakara, wendale, onambo, Nigeria rise, Africa rise, rise to the flame of greatness.